Hi Scorpios, welcome to your reading for 1/11/2023. You can enter to win a free reading still in the comments. I'll announce the winner for the 1/11 free reading in a separate post. And then if you want to enter for next month's free reading, I'm going to do that reading on 2/22. So, 2/22, oh, it's 24. Anyway, it's a timeless reading. I know what year it is. Okay, so let's just open up. We're going to see what advice Spirit has for you today. It is the new moon in Capricorn. Yeah, so new moon energies are all about releasing the old, manifesting for the culmination of the full moon, which is going to be in Leo at the end of this month. So think about what it is you want to let go of, think about what it is you want to manifest, and we'll do an advice reading on how to create that for you. So let's go. So my first thought is just this green moss agate. It's like the color of a heart chakra, a really deep heart chakra. So you might have some deep chakra, heart chakra, sorry, healing to do. Or you may have healed some really deep heart chakra stuff. With the white bit of the rock here, I'm hearing like some calcified scars and maybe some hard truths about like the condition or quality of your heart. Maybe you're finding out some medical news, and if so, my heart goes out to you. Spirit, what is the advice for my Scorpio collective for their manifestations for January 2024, or whenever it is they've come across this video? Please protect this reading, send any negative energies back to sender, transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all involved. Page of Cups. You may be learning some new emotional material or encountering some new emotional material. You may be offering an apology or receiving an apology. You may also, with this Page of Cups here, I don't think I've ever drawn this card in this deck. You may also be curiously observing the little things around you, really like allowing the joy of the moment to come into your being. I want to actually read this card and learn about this mushroom. Scarlet Elf Cup. The Page of Cups is a dreamer, a child of curiosity and endless possibilities. She never misses an opportunity for exploration. Here she's come across a group of scarlet elf cups growing along a decaying branch in her family's garden. She's here to admire, not to forage. Later, she'll read up on these mushrooms and learn that they're technically edible, but more commonly used as decoration. In Russia, they've been used as coloring dressings for meals, while in England, they've been arranged with moss and leaves to be sold as table decor. Curiosity, intuitive messages, possibility, innocence, dreamer. Interesting. So you might have like uncovered a heart wish. You might have a dream that you've been wishing to fulfill since you were a little kid. And maybe you haven't revisited that in a long time and it's like recently surfaced for you. What else for Scorpios? Justice reversed. You may have done something to follow this dream and found like the injustices of the world kind of felt like you might be experiencing the injustice of like not being able to like follow a dream, or just that the injustices in the world sort of like weighed heavily on your conscience. Like you might be a highly empathetic person who, for instance, like discovered like what factory farming does to live animals or something, and just I don't know why specifically that's coming through, but it might have like just really kind of made you jaded. I don't know. It's like you discovered something along your sort of juvenile experiences or like young adult experiences that really discolored your hopes for the future somehow. Knight of Cups reversed. Your heart's guarded. You're not really like going out there or putting it out there. Maybe you're not one to wear your heart on your sleeve, Scorpio. The Star reversed. That's so interesting. I don't usually draw these cards reverse, like, ever. Actually, you have a lot going on here. The Ten of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune flying out at the end here. That's so interesting. What's going on for you, Scorpios? All right, so we have Witch's Butter on the Eight of Wands. Witch's Butter is cool because it can act as like a sort of a breathe easy aid in like asthmatics. Don't take any advice from me about mushrooms. Like, I'm a novice. I'm interested in it. The Death Cap on the Ten of Swords, it's like getting one of its main identifiers cut off here so that it looks like a different mushroom, not the kind of mushroom that will just straight up kill you. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. Sideways. So somebody may have like interfered with your wish fulfillment, your dreams come true, you receiving what it is you're owed. By disguising one thing as another. This is like a love connection with the Knight of Cups in the middle. It's like by disguising a twin flame as like a false flame, you know, like. But it's whatever this is, it's like you avoided it because quickly your destiny is still available to you. We'll clarify all of this. There might be a child, like a water sign child, involved in the situation too. Four of Wands, Temperance reversed, the Star reversed again. Okay. Page of Swords reversed. So if you're going Ten of Wands reversed. Okay. Spirit, please give us some clear messages, one at a time. If you left somebody out in the cold, if you're going through a divorce or a separation, and there is a child involved, Ten of Pentacles. You may have experienced what appeared to be like some sort of injustice. That might be like why the separation has occurred. If you're dealing with the justice system because of, again, the Four of Wands reverse came out with Temperance reversed, because of a divorce or like somebody who, Temperance reverse is like somebody who can't hold their temper. Fiery Sagittarius energy, uncontrolled, right? It can indicate like abuse of power or abuse. It says Ten of Pentacles. Like the result is happiness for you regarding this justice situation. The Star, wish fulfillment. Okay. This Ten of Pentacles for you, like if you were the kind of person who once you like, maybe your dream was about becoming rich and famous when you were a kid or something. This is you finding your Ten of Pentacles in the small things. Finding your Ten of Pentacles, if this represents a child in your life, like in being a parent or in being an aunt or an uncle or something like that, or a grandparent even. Three of Swords with the Knight of Cups reverse. That makes sense. So the Knight of Cups is usually like the lover. The in my readings anyways, I always think of him as like an emotional love offer. Reversed, it's like with the Three of Swords underneath it, it's like you might be rebuking or repelling any love offers. If the person that you've been in separation from, who may or may not be like a mama or baby daddy, is coming with a love offer, it's like you're closed off to that because of this heartbreak currently. The Magician. You have the power to manifest the outcome. You have the tools to manifest the outcome of this situation. And your tools are your heartbreak. Your tool is your heartbreak. Like the missing piece of the puzzle was like having a broken heart. Like if you've had a dream that you've been pursuing since you were a kid or something, or you were always a dreamer, or you were always hoping for this, like, I'm hearing the Dixie Chicks song with this Knight of Cups. Cowboy, take me away. Fly this girl as high as you can into the wild blue. That song I haven't heard in a long time. Because the banjo, maybe there's a banjo solo in that song. That's interesting. Maybe you like country or that specific band. It's like you've given up on that idea. Maybe you were just a hopeless romantic, like a dreamer who hoped for like that kind of situation. The Empress reversed with the Star reversed. This person, whoever it is you were dealing with, like they might offer you something, a love offer. They might see the injustice of the situation and try to come with a love offer to you, expressing that you're their wish fulfillment, their divine counterpart. How do you feel about this, Scorpio? The Tower. This might totally rock your world. Like, you might not be expecting this. This may even come from a person that you are not expecting for it to come from. This might be like, what? Or you might hear like the other side of something of this story and be like, whoa, I hadn't seen it from that perspective. Although that's not necessarily what that's like maybe just for a couple of you. I feel like most of you, if this is somebody coming towards you with an offer and some sort of confession, then you know it's coming. Another reading for this is the other side of this story is like this person knows that they committed an injustice against you and they're withholding a love offer and their wish fulfillment and claiming their empress or coming to you as the empress. Everything's sort of stuck for them because of this betrayal. Ten of Swords sideways, Eight of Wands sideways, and Destiny. This feels like divine intervention. You have the Tower, the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Star twice. Justice for your major arcana. With 10-10, you might be seeing 10-10 closing out cycles of betrayal, closing out cycles of seeking security and comfort, having the tools you need for it to be like manifest. What is this Empress reversed with the Star reversed and the Tower? Sorry, I got two cards coming out. Eight of Wands reversed and Temperance. So in the shuffle, we talked about Temperance reversed being somebody who like cannot hold their temper. Slowly but surely, Scorpio, Temperance is available. If this is you, Mars energy. So like Aries, Scorpio, Mars, and then Sagittarius here. If this is you, it's like if you take things slow about this situation, you're able to see from both sides and you're having like literally angelic patience. But there's something about this not moving fast enough for you or for this other person, maybe. What is this Ten of Swords, Eight of Wands sideways with the Wheel of Fortune? This is so interesting. I'm actually seeing like, since the Eight of Wands is upside down here and it's sideways here, I'm actually seeing like a spinning wheel with the Wheel of Fortune, like 10, 10, 10. Oh, did I even count the Wheel of Fortune as one of your major arcana cards? Seven of Swords, strategy, disarmament, like disarming the enemy while they're in revelry or while they prepare for battle. I feel like disarming an enemy while they're preparing for battle is way harder than disarming an enemy when they're like all messed up, right? This guy's even like happy about it. He's like, haha, I took your swords. Try and hurt me now. um what is this? The Lovers. Okay. What's going on here, Scorpios? So you might get a message from somebody that completely disarms you or completely like shatters your perception of what it is that you thought was happening. You might decide like, all right, I'm taking these thoughts and like walking away from a love situation. Might also be like, if this is a destined connection and somebody interfered or somebody betrayed the other, you have the option of bringing temperance to this situation, forgiveness, compassion, and just being able to see the situation or like communicate in the situation with I'm just thinking in the Six of Swords, it's like they move to calmer waters, right? So it's like you've already done that, and now you have the Seven of Swords where the army that was kind of maybe threatening the whole village or the family for the women or the woman and the child and the Six of Swords, it's been disarmed by this guy. So if this was like a love or romantic situation, I'm hearing like really volatile back and forths. If there was a child involved or is a child involved, what about the child in this situation if it's a love connection? Not able to close out a cycle. Yeah, if there's a child involved, and this is like a love connection that is like ending, you're gonna have to figure out how to communicate because if you share a child, like you're having to co-parent with one another, right? Um, if this isn't about a love connection or there's not a child involved, this is you like I'm hearing like offline, taking things offline. Maybe you're internet dating somebody and you have been for a while. This is just for like one or two of you. This is a random reading. It's all over the place. Maybe they offered you like a a meeting, or maybe they were like, hey, let's take things offline, like let's go on an actual date. You might be the kind of person who wants to take things slow. You're more temperate, and the tower is like them maybe expressing to you like, hey, you're my wish fulfillment, like you're my empress, here's my love for you, like I think you're moving a little bit slowly and I understand that, but can we like meet in person or whatever? And this totally disarms you, takes you by surprise, you go offline, and then you like become the lovers. That's one reading. Another is that this person maybe is just like kind of done with things because you're moving too slowly, because you're in your temperance energy and you're holding your boundaries. I don't feel like that's really the case though. I don't, that might just be something that's kind of playing out in your mind. What is this Wheel of Fortune card? Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. So if this is like an online connection that you're taking offline, like through communication, you might find yourself like really um impassioned by this person. Like you might have a lot of passion for this connection, and it's faded. It's a faded connection. What I'm seeing is that you both experienced betrayals. You have the Three of Swords here, and there's the Ten of Swords over here with the Eight of Wands. So this person might move a little bit slowly too, but they just like make the decision essentially to not let their betrayals, their past betrayals, like injure them or injure your connection anymore. And this brings like a lot of passion. Is there a good foundation here? Page of Cups. Yeah, that's a really nice foundation to start like a new relationship from. Like it's playful, curious, dreamlike, emotional. Could use, there's air and water here. I was thinking about air and water earlier and how they make these like volatile huge waves sometimes, like 22 on the timer. That might be a sign in this connection. But I was watching some video about like rogue waves and how they can get up to like 100 feet, and it's just a wave that breaks in the middle of an ocean and collapses ships and stuff. And so air and water can be really up and down. Five of Wands, there we go, as we say that. So there might be some playful banter. Some I'm hearing that this is maybe how you communicate though, or maybe this like is how you promote like the forward motion of your vital energy. You know, some like really passionate connections, they like meet and then there's that initial clash and of like vital energy and passion, and then they kind of just peter out as like each person sort of draws on the other's energy, and this cycle like requires more input or more energy from without. It's like you have the tools necessary to hold your own boundaries in a playful way so that you're not like having to enter into some sort of Queen of Swords energy, you know, even to disarm a situation before it happens. The polka dots indicate like playfulness, right? So it's like playful banter. This might be like sexy for you guys actually. The Hierophant reversed. In terms of a foundation, this is definitely like a non-traditional connection. If this is a business, if you're not dealing with anybody and this is like a business or your career or something, like if you've just suffered too many injustices because of this dream of love or whatever, and this whole like wish fulfillment to become like the empress or to have kids maybe like with other person is something you're giving up on, which is totally okay. um doesn't mean it won't happen for you, it's just like what you're not focusing on right now or whatever. You have this new passionate beginning in your career, in what it is that you're wanting to do. Like you may even have new wish fulfillment, a new idea of what your Ten of Pentacles is, and you have this like idea, and it might be a little bit hard for you to figure out how to make it work at first. Again, you might have to work offline somehow. Like if you're doing something on a computer and you're finding that you're getting scattered, you might need to like write it down with the Seven of Swords. And the Hierophant reverse means that whatever you're doing, it's sort of less traditional, not as traditional. I would say this is like working from home, um, offline, except that working from home is like a lot more common than it used to be, especially since COVID, right? So, while it might not be traditional, it is certainly like, I want to say civically accepted. That's interesting. Maybe you have something, some knowledge regarding civics. Anyway, maybe you teach, or you need to learn a little bit more about how to like work from home for this, or do something a little less traditional regarding whatever it is that you're pursuing. But I'm seeing that you're meeting your like fated, like destined path. This card specifically talks about these fairy rings. This specific fairy ring has been outside of Stonehenge for like some ungodly amount of time, or godly, however you look at it. So there is something here. It's interesting that this Wheel of Fortune card is crossing the Hierophant reverse, because there is definitely something here traditional, right? Or like more ancient, because Stonehenge talks about, it's nobody, I don't know if we actually even really know what it's for, but a lot of people believe that it is like a ley line like marker for moving the energy of like the deceased or the dead, or like the um beings who have passed on. And it's part of a network of these different like ley line connections that essentially act as like a global network of, I want to say interdimensional portals, but it's like, that sounds really woo woo. I guess talking about making pathways for the dead to like move their energy is also pretty woo woo. But there's something here about connecting in a way with like fae beings or ancestors or those who have passed on, ancient knowledge, maybe even ancient knowledge, like civic knowledge, like the ways that ancients used to create societies or something. Maybe you're an academic who has discovered something that changes a people's idea of like history, um, especially regarding societies and how they were founded. That's really interesting. That's definitely like only for one of you. The Emperor reversed. You definitely, if this is the case for you, you're gonna find resistance there. Academia is and can be like extremely hostile and tyrannical, with the introduction of new ideas that challenge the status quo. And you may find that going against the grain here requires you to work offline, because first of all, you might experience like something like, if you're, again, if you're an academic and this is your story, it's not for all of you. You may experience somebody trying to steal your work. You may not want to like turn your work into your professors, because you kind of know the fate of like rival ideas in academia, and you also know like the prolific amount of plagiarism, especially of like professors from their students in like doctorate programs. Interesting. There's something about you like not try. This is maybe your injustice that has like sort of disenchanted you from pursuing this idea in an established network. Maybe you've already had your ideas stolen with the Empress reverse, the Star reverse, the Knight of Cups reverse, Justice reverse. This is maybe something that you were destined for a long time, that could have made you a lot of money or happiness or comfort or all of the above, and it was your wish fulfillment, and somebody freaking took it. That's messed up. But they don't have the ability to like do that again, because you're the one who did that work. So like, you have a new idea, you can make it work. It's going to be a little bit different You're going to have to rework it a little bit differently, but it's going to come in faster than you think, in terms at least of destiny. At the same time, if you feel like it's not moving fast enough, take things a little bit slowly. This tower may not have happened yet. So like if somebody tries to publish your work as their own, for instance, you're going to be like, whoa, that person who told me my work was awful and would never make it anywhere took my stuff and published it. So just be prepared to like maybe print anything that you've written or turned in that you feel like might create some sort of scenario like this for you. Okay, for those of you who this is not your story, this academic, this brilliant academic, Ace of Wands, Page of Cups, Five of Wands, Hierophant reverse, Wheel of Fortune, Emperor reverse, Chariot reverse. Oh gosh. If this is a new connection and you're taking it offline, like a love connection, be aware that this other person may want to move forward quickly. They might want to like get married. They might offer you like a proposal. And they might also be kind of stubborn. This is again the tower energy, Aries here. They might be kind of stubborn. They might like things the way they like things. And if they want to move forward quickly, you're being encouraged to stay in your temperance energy and hold your boundaries. Let things move slow. Stay in this playful banter. Just, you know, don't let them knock over your boundaries to preserve the connection, because it's actually you holding your boundaries and being yourself that is why the connection exists in the first place. So, sorry, the Three of Wands wanted to come out. And the Sun reversed. Okay. You might be this person's happiness, but you are sort of playing with your perspective right now about it. You're still thinking, I'm waiting for my ships to come in. Are those my ships? Kind of deal. Are my ships on a golden, like a golden waters right now that are like lit by the sunset, or are my ships stranded in a desert, basically? You're not as sure about it as this other person is, but there's happiness for both of you regardless. Six of Pentacles reverse. You might not feel like this is very fair though. Nine of Pentacles reverse, especially because this person like is happy in themselves. Okay, there's two readings for this. One is that this person is like happy where they're at, good by themselves. They don't need another person or like other people, but they do know what they want and they want to move things forward into a traditional connection with you. And they want to keep things fair and balanced. This is if I'm reading these reversals as if they're facing this other person. Like if I had two people sitting here and I was reading for two people, this would be their side and this would be your side, essentially. For you, though, it's like you may feel that by entering into this connection with a person, you're like missing out on your destiny, feeling stuck, feeling oppressed. You might contemplate it for a little bit and think to yourself, I've got to tell it to this person straight. And that's okay. The King of Swords is somebody who is very clear-minded, very logical. So you might allow your logic to overcome your passion in this situation, because you know that as like nice as this is, what this person wants isn't necessarily what you want. It's interesting though. You're in Nine of Cups energy and they're in like Nine of Pentacles. Okay, back to that Nine of Pentacles reverse. Another reading for this is that this person wants to move things forward with you because you make them super happy and they want to move really fast and they want to get married and blah, 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 because they're a dreamer and they've had this dream since they were a kid and they like want to have kids with you and you their wish fulfillment and all that, but it's because they don't know how to be in this Nine of Pentacles energy. It's like they think they need somebody else, and you might feel like that's why you're in this Three of Wands. Like, is this my ships coming in, or is this my desert, like stranding the flow of my goods? You know what I mean? Oh wow, that's a weird way to put that. You might be a little bit like, you might kind of be out dating and stuff and like kind of enjoying it. Like if you've been talking to somebody online and they're like, they give you this love confession, it might have been something you weren't necessarily taking as seriously as all that, and you're really surprised by how they do. Four of Swords, Nine of Cups, King of Swords. Laying something to rest. You might decide to move on from this, like lay it to rest. The Lovers can also mean a choice, right? The Queen of Pentacles, you might also decide to nurture it. It's really up to you. What is the Wheel of Fortune though regarding like the outcome? Oh, Four of Cups, Ace of Cups reverse, and the Devil reverse. That's interesting. So I think emotionally you're going to be like, where's my cut from Spirit? You might also discover that this person is like running from their own devil, which again, if somebody is like not able to be in their Nine of Pentacles energy and they're pursuing a relationship or a new emotional beginning with you, it might be to like drain your energy, and not like because they're trying to be mean or anything, but just because they're at that level of like, I'm sorry, I got distracted by this Knight of Wands because this is you, I think, right now. This is your energy a little bit more if you're in the dating scene. You're just kind of like trying out what I like, finding out what my passions are. Also, the Knight of Wands, I kind of look at him sometimes as a wounded warrior. It's like he's had his wand ignited by his like time in battle. Um, I don't know, sometimes I think of him like that. And I'm feeling like if you do rush into this, it's like from this sort of oxytocin rush of like new love, but it's not really founded in like the desire for this Ace of Cups. Anyway, this person might be like avoiding facing their devil in order to, by pursuing relationships with other people. And everybody does things differently. You know, there's no like hard feelings against them for that. And I think it's really lovely that they have all of this energy, right? If this is theirs. I think one last interpretation of this reading, I feel like, is so multi-layered. It's for a bunch of different people who are all kind of handling different things right now, obviously. I think one other reading for this is that this person was a dreamer as a kid or a romantic or whatever, and they experienced some heavy injustices that made them sort of give up on the idea of love or wish fulfillment at all. And so they betrayed you as a means of like, I think the reason it's sideways is it betrayed you and them. Like back to that original story, if you're going through some separation with somebody, like this is your story. If you're like going through a separation, they betrayed you and them. And they kind of kept you stuck in this cycle. And this was meant to happen. So if you're like kind of beating yourself up about it, or going back and forth, or like not wanting to close something out with that world reversed that was here, just know this was fated to happen and you have a choice. The Sun, you can choose your happiness. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, sunflowers might be important. Chanterelles, you might like eat chanterelles, find some at the grocery store, or maybe you're a forager. This big red like fabric here around the chanterelle, it indicates safety. Also, on the traditional sun, there is a child card. So, if there's a child involved in the situation, you may know how to choose what makes you happy if there's any confusion about that by paying attention to what makes them happy, and like not necessarily that your happiness is their happiness. If they're your kid, it's really important, I think, to be able to like establish our own happiness outside of outside of our children, right? So that we're not like encouraging codependent relationships with them, or for them to engage in codependent relationships, like the person who was here with that draw just now, who was like unable to be happy in their own energy. This is you being able to choose what's good for them and what's good for you. And there's also 3 chanterelles here. There's like a mama, a papa, and a baby chanterelle. So you might be able to choose this like happy family dynamic somehow. Wow, what's the sun for Scorpios? Ace of Swords, the truth. I'm going to read this one. I like that there's this like mushroom knife and a crown on this mushroom, but I want to know what this mushroom is, because you had the King of Swords here too. Is you facing something head on with logic? There's some truth here. Artist conch. Oh, I love the artist conch. Ganoderma aplanatum. This perennial polypore has a white underside that, when scratched or rubbed, turns a dark brown. These markings are permanent, and people have been using the artist conch for centuries as a canvas for illustrations. Scratching with a fine point allows for intricate line work, while rubbing with one's finger allows for complex shading. The artist conch is also a medicinal mushroom with anti-tumor and antibacterial properties. Growing in size and forming new layers each year, one can determine the age of the artist conch by the concentric rings on its upper surface, the same way one would read the annual growth rings of a tree. New ideas, creative thinking, clarity, and breakthroughs. So whatever that tower is that's coming, Scorpio, it's going to bring truth, clarity, and a breakthrough, and a lot of happiness. A lot of happiness for you. Like, I'm hearing all of these reversals are like righted somehow. Knight of Wands. Creative thinking encouraged by new ideas, new tools for alchemy, a new spark. Cooking, maybe. This fire in the mushroom indicates when primates learn to use fire and cook their food in order for our brains to grow, for us to evolve into to ourselves. The tower. Yeah, this is a good tower. Somehow. Zombie ant fungus. This fungus takes over the ant's mind and makes it climb so that the fungus can take over, and it takes over the ant's body. You might have been being used as like a host for what? The Eight of Cups reversed? That's weird. Somebody draining your cups, basically, your emotional energy, like an emotional like energy vampire. This is interesting because the Four of Wands is represented by a lobster mushroom, and the lobster mushroom is actually like a fungus that takes over the mushroom so that it tastes or smells like seafood, and it makes it a delicacy, but the mushroom becomes like its host. For the most part, its DNA becomes like changed um by the fungus. So you were like, that's so crazy. Some sort of host for oh, that's interesting too. You might actually host a gathering as well, or a celebration. Just a little bit of a less dark read for that. Like you might actually be hosting a gathering or a celebration. Um, Six of Wands, victory. Whatever this is, Scorpio, it's like you probably know, and if you don't know, because I don't know, and a lot of the times I feel like I have like some interesting insights for the endings of these readings. This is like spirit telling me it's a surprise. It's a surprise. So you might be feeling like you're kind of in these energies, like injustice, Knight of Cups reverse, the Star reverse, Ten of Swords. Nothing's really going anywhere. I feel like maybe I'm going in circles. But underneath the surface, this is what's happening. The Sun, the truth, the Knight of Wands, something's cooking, the Tower. You might be hosting a celebration soon. So, and the Nine of Cups came out. So, in the Eight of Cups, right, it's like abandoned success. You have all these cups, but you walk away to find like that thing that's missing. And I'm getting that energy in this reading, like a couple of times that's come out, that thing that's missing, that feeling that something's missing. And it's your destiny. It's you meeting your destiny. Your destiny is soon to be celebrated, I'm hearing. This is Eight of Pentacles reversed. I think this is you not seeing like all the work that you've done. That came up in your reading yesterday. Again, this is by the Leo full moon. So at the end of this month, Six of Pentacles reversed. Something was unjust, unfair, and you're gaining victory because of that. What's interesting about these particular mushrooms, I think this is the card, is that they shrivel up and they appear to have gone away when it's dry out. But when it rains, they absorb all the moisture and they grow again. So this is kind of reminding me a little bit of that Three of Wands. Like you have a choice in perspectives here. Like, are your ships stranded on a dried out desert or are they coming in? And this might be your alchemical ability that you're gaining. You might be gaining an alchemical ability that allows you to like literally switch timelines based on your perception. And it might totally blow your mind. And you may discover like this is interesting, but there's like sort of a metaphor in different kinds of esoteric texts that talk about the body as a house, right? Like a house for the spirit. And there's different texts that also talk about like deities as like when you enter into their house, keep your house clean is what I'm hearing. You might like this might be you like with that Wheel of Fortune card here, learning to astral travel into this is just a couple of you who are like into this thing, or maybe a lot of you, I don't know, but astral travel into other like deities realms, like quantum realms. Like you may channel or commune with the other side, or but it's like more than that. It's you like activating your Merkaba and like having some full on like journey to Talos, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's interesting. And I think that's maybe why this Eight of Pentacles is upside down also. It's like the dog on this card knows that the pentacles are underneath the ground, and he doesn't have to like see that they're there. This is you like with the Eight of Pentacles upside down. It's like you unearthing what's there and like being able to see finally like, oh, yeah, this is your perspective shift. And it's like it's a major awakening for you, I think, with the Tower. Two of Wands reverse. I like to read the Two of Wands upright as the no matter where you go, there you are card. And this is like the opposite, right? This is you being like, I don't have to go anywhere to be like everywhere. Like you might have a completely mind blowing experience with this. Five of Wands, yeah. The Five of Wands might indicate in this context that you're encouraged to be playful, but also careful, right? Because in the Five of Wands, it's like you're not going to get your head lopped off, but it still hurts to get hit with a stick, you know? So it does require some skill to, like, I don't know, not quantum leap into some realm where, like, something you thought was going on, like, isn't going on. Like, you might really need to, like, be careful with your, energy here also. Like, if that's something you're into or practicing, your energy is going to like align you with whatever like reality you're lining up with, right? So this is skill in being able to like maneuver your energy as you're maneuvering your like quantum timelines, like realizing that. But also it's like there's something wanting to come through that I'm having some difficulty articulating. It's Spirit, please guide my words. It's like if you, with Temperance that was here, it's like if you have a moment or a day where you decide, I don't believe in that. That's crazy. Like, why would I think that that's possible? Or why did I even begin practicing that stuff in the first place? And then you like change up your routine and you, I don't know, like overindulge or you like go to bed watching some scary ass movie or something and you like know you have nightmares. This is you waking up the next day and like immediately noticing the consequences of your mind being exposed to like what you exposed it to in your 3D reality. So this is you also realizing like how powerful you are and needing to just be careful with your energy. I want to read what this Five of Wands is, and then we'll just get an oracle message to close this out. Lots of different messages coming through today, Scorpios. By the way, we made it to 500 subscribers. Thank you guys. I'm so excited. That's so amazing. I like never expected that for this channel. And I'm really, really appreciate you all. I'm like so happy. Um, yeah, to be able to read for you, and it's such a privilege. Thank you. The Five of Wands is the Devil's Fingers. Clothrus arcari, often found in leaf litter or mulch. This unusual mushroom looks like something straight out of science fiction. Oh, which totally confirms that message of you being like, I'm quantum leaping just by using my mind right now. This is crazy, like straight out of science fiction. First appearing as an egg, this early stage is shortly followed by red octopus-like arms unfurling up and outward. In maturity, it smells of rotting flesh. Whoa. You're likely to smell it long before you see it. Its putrid scent is not meant to keep us away, but instead to attract flies, which will spread its spores across greater distances. Conflict, competition, and disagreements. That's so crazy. It smells like rotting flesh. So nothing wasted here, Scorpio. Like, I'm thinking rotting flesh and vultures. Like, your thoughts are gold. Your emotions are gold. Um, yeah, your focus, your vital energy. It's like you've expanded on your abilities in a major way, like major evolutionary level up. Here, you're meeting your destiny and you're finding happiness because of it and celebration. So that's really beautiful. Let's draw a couple oracle cards. Thank you for those of you who this message did resonate with. Please let me know. Say something in the comments, like, and subscribe or share. And then also, there were so many messages in this reading. I think it'd be really interesting just to know like which part of the reading resonated for you. The High Priestess. This is cool. I'm actually going to take this card. I usually don't just take the one that I've gotten off the bottom of the deck, but it feels relevant here. The High Priestess. Number 2 might be a synchronous number for you. Magical, intuitive, quiet, esoteric, success, prosperity. Can you imagine being a bat hanging there in the night air, taking it all in without feeling a need to impulsively act on every breeze that brushes by your head? Using all your senses to their fullest, your long, slick wings wrapping around your body as if to make a peaceful cocoon that camouflages you in the trees. So for those of you who resonate with like the very esoteric part of this message, this is your confirmation. There was no other creature I could think of that represents the energy of the High Priestess more than the bat, as it is, after all, considered the guardian of the night. So you might also be, if you are resonating with the esoteric part of this message, somebody who is like traveling in your dreams to other worlds as well. So just being, maybe keeping a dream journal or like working with the symbols in your dreams to help sort of train your subconscious so that you know, like when you do dream, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And it's like we can develop a language with our subconscious in those states just by writing stuff down and kind of like analyzing it. The High Priestess travels through the darkness across the veil in silence as she uses her intuition to hone in on the information that will best support you at this time. In return, you must meet her energy using the same frequency for there to be a connection and for her wisdom to be received. This might also be like the divine deity whose like house you're visiting. You might have like a spirit guide, like a really big new connection with a spirit guide who's helping you. This is not a time for impulsive action or telling the world your plans. You will benefit at this time by staying quiet, tuning into your surroundings, and connecting with your intuition. Although it is in our isolation, in that space where we find quiet, the answers we seek become known. The bat energy is also one of community and serves as a reminder that although there may be times that require solitude or secrecy, we all benefit from being part of something greater than ourselves. That's beautiful. Okay, one more oracle message, please, for the Scorpio collective here. Ooh. If you want to book a personal with me, the details are in the description box below. You can also donate or join Patreon. I'm hoping to do a Patreon reading this Saturday for you all who have joined. Thank you. Okay, that's the one. 3 of Wands. Yeah, it's all about your perspective. On my ships coming in. So for those of you who are resonating with like the online dating part of this or a connection, here's your card. I think these are swallows. I'm going to read it though. Your current situation may benefit from broadening your horizons by looking beyond the present to what could be in the future. There's a great big world out there waiting to be explored. 3 of Wands asks that you not jump into action without a plan. You have plenty of time to get the details right, and when you focus your energy on creating a vision for where you want to go, a roadmap will appear. The 3 of Wands is a green light to get off the fence and take action. Go forward knowing that where you end up will be a positive place. When thinking about the message of the 3 of Wands, I thought about birds that migrate. The scissor-tailed flycatcher moves through the dark skies as it returns from Central America to North America's plains. What I find interesting, aside from that, They can navigate their way through the night for thousands of miles. They tend to wander, perhaps not settling for what is closest, but rather an area that feels right. Call in this beautiful songbird when you need to get that traveling itch, as the bird is not afraid of putting in the miles. Migration, path, expansion, travel. Just one last message here for both the songbird and bats, right? Sound is incredibly important. So songbirds are very sensitive to like noise pollution, and part of the way that they are able to like mate and tune in with that like that migratory like instinct and their community instinct is through listening to each other's songs and through like feeling the electromagnetic pulse of like the earth. So and then the bat, right, uses echolocation to like find its prey. It goes, makes this little tripping sound, and then that comes back, and then it creates like an image in the bat's mind of where its prey is. um so sound is really potentially something that's really important for you. So I think for all my Scorpios here, you're probably like highly sensitive, or you have like a sixth sense, or you're extremely psychic, and you're able to navigate again through the darkness, find new pathways, or even like astral travel in your dreams. And so this is like a message also about like sorry, muting sound pollution in your life, like going out into nature, maybe turning off your devices, or like even maybe paying that extra like bit a month to like not have advertisements like while you're listening to your music or your podcast or whatever, so that you can just kind of focus on like that. And also just yeah, curating what it is that you listen to, knowing again that your thoughts are precious, that your vital energy is precious, that your emotions are precious, and that the more like attention you're giving them and the less sort of you're giving them over to other things, the more you're able to manifest. Anyway, that was a long reading, and I was really excited to do that one. I was really excited for all the interesting messages that came through. So go ahead and let me know again if that resonated for you, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, where I will also announce in a post the winner of the 111 free reading. So thank you.